What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Tuesday, November 23rd. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we got a 4-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the point guard position. I like RJ Barrett from the New York Knicks playing the LA Lakers, who have the 4th worst defense overall, and they give up the 12th most fantasy points to opposing point guards. RJ Barrett has averaged 27.7 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 33 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate. He's projected at 26.4 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 30 fantasy points or more, get you 5 times value or more. He's $5,600 DraftKings salary and $100 more on FanDuel. RJ Barrett has scored 34, 20, and 34 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 33, 25, and 33 minutes. So I like RJ Barrett here versus the LA Lakers. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. I like Tyler Hero from the Miami Heat playing the Detroit Pistons, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Tyler Hero has averaged 35.6 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 34 minutes per game with a 29% usage rate. He's projected at 36.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's $7,300 DraftKings salary and $300 more on FanDuel. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Tyler Hero has scored 35 and 32 fantasy points in his last 2 games, playing 30 and 36 minutes. So I like Tyler Hero here versus the Detroit Pistons. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I got a value play for you here. I like Jeff Green from the Denver Nuggets playing the Portland Trailblazers, who have the 12th worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. Jeff Green has scored 23 and 21 fantasy points in the last 2 games, playing 30 and 29 minutes with a 20 and a 22% usage rate. He's projected at 15.6 fantasy points here tonight, but that projection is a little low because Jeff Green is playing more minutes now, and he's starting because of the injury to Michael Porter Jr., so he's playing a bunch of minutes, and he's been productive the past couple games. So I think he can score 20 fantasy points or more here and get you 5 times value or more. He's $3,900 DraftKings salary and $500 more on FanDuel. So I like Jeff Green as a value play here versus the Portland Trailblazers. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. I got another value play for you here. I like PJ Tucker from the Miami Heat playing the Detroit Pistons, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. PJ Tucker has averaged 19.4 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 28 minutes per game with a 10% usage rate. He's projected at 19.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 3,900 DraftKings salary, 1,100 more on FanDuel. So probably a DraftKings play for me only. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 208.5 points scored in this game. PJ Tucker has scored 29, 28, and 21 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 34, 31, and 20 minutes. So I like PJ Tucker as a value play here versus the Detroit Pistons. And another nice value play here is Larry Nance Jr. from the Portland Trail Blazers playing the Denver Nuggets, who have a good defense overall, and they give up the 11th most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. Larry Nance Jr. has averaged 17.6 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 19 minutes per game with a 15% usage rate. He's projected at 19 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 3,600 DraftKings salary, 800 more on FanDuel, and Larry Nance Jr. has scored 17, 40, and 24 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 22, 24, and 23 minutes. So a nice uptick in minutes over his season average, and he's been productive the past 3 games with a huge 40-point game in there. So I like the upside for the low price tag. So I like Larry Nance Jr. here versus the Denver Nuggets.
Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, moving on to the center position. I'm going to go with a stud pick here. Gave you a bunch of value in this video. So I like Julius Randle from the New York Knicks playing the LA Lakers, who have the 4th worst defense overall. They've been pretty good versus opposing centers. Julius Randle has averaged 43.6 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 35 minutes per game with a 28% usage rate. He's projected at 43 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 50 fantasy points or more in this one and get you 5 times value or more. He's 10,000 DraftKings salary, and he's 1,600 less on FanDuel. So I love that FanDuel price. And Julius Randle has scored 51, 44, and 26 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 38, 33, and 32 minutes. But I like this pick because Julius Randle has scored 49 and 58 fantasy points in his last 2 games versus the Lakers. So I like Julius Randle, especially on FanDuel, here versus the LA Lakers.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.